Steel City live here on Mike Drop Sports. We are here for another day. Forgive me, guys, the computer ain't going. We just had a wild storm roll through, so I'm trying to get everything to work. So if there's any interruptions, I apologize. If the internet goes crazy, goes haywire, I apologize again. It's been a rough day with the YouTube app also. I was trying to let that one dude come on here today. I could not generate a link to add a guest. It's just been a day with the technology, my friends. An absolute day with it. So we'll try to make it through the show the best we can here. And as always, man, we adapt and overcome up in this bad boy. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. Tom, no parties like a Diddy party Ford. What is up, man? Danny George in the house. Stephen Carpenter, what's up? Let's weld. What's up, Big JD in the house? Good to see you guys. Good to see some OGs in the chat early. We're going to talk a lot of football, man. And that's the season that we're in. Football, real football. We're going to be talking football now. So definitely that's exciting. Tom says, how are you? Always talking to Danny. Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't missing comment from you guys. All right, guys, I'll try to get your comments as best as I can. Again, I usually have them up all over here where I can see them. But again, I am trying to get this bad boy going on here. So we will play with it as the show goes on. Not much, buddy. Just chilling, trying to get all this technology to work here. I do too. I like Tom's new name too. Makes me not call him Mark. But anyway, guys, I'm going to just keep hitting that button. But we're going to talk, too. I wanted to talk about, you can pay George Pickens, guys. And all this talk about George Pickens trade, all these people that want to be first to the table. All these reporters are out there that want to be first to the table and I'm not saying local guys because I don't hear the local guys talking about it all the time. But all these national people, they want to be first to the table and they keep bringing up the George Pickens and the possibility of the trade and talking about how the Steelers were close. The Steelers were this, they were that. Conversations were had. I'm sure there were conversations had. I'm sure there were conversations had about a lot of people, my friends. This is an ever-evolving business. This business is ever-changing, and players get older. And I don't care if it's just 1 year older. Circumstances change within that player. That's how that happens. And they are always going to entertain offers. They will entertain offers. When that phone rings, they're going to pick it up, and they're going to listen, and they're going to talk, and they're going to have discussions. So, yeah. But again, all these people want to be first to the table, guys, so you're going to hear a shit ton of it. Sorry, my light went out when the computer went off, but we'll get through here. Just bear with me for another second. It'll come back on. But again, this George Pickens stuff, it can happen, guys. That's the thing. This can happen. They can pay George Pickens. The salary cap is $279.2 million. It increased by roughly around $25 million this year from 2024 to 2025, if my memory serves me correctly. Now, I caution you of one big thing. The Steelers don't have a big quarterback salary to deal with. They don't have a quarterback salary that's cash strapping them. They have a couple big salaries. TJ Watt's salary will go up, but in no way do they have crazy salaries across the board that are going to limit them in a big, big way. They're not going to have that happening, man. I'm just fair warning you. They are going to be able to pay. I'm telling you, they can pay. If they wanted to, they will pay. And where is this now all lying, my friends? It's all lying in the feet of George Pickens. Sorry, guys, I'm changing the light. But this all lays at the feet of George Pickens. I'm telling you, this is all going to be dependent on how he handles this situation. It's all going to be dependent on if George Pickens can be an adult and handle this last year of his rookie deal. It's all going to be dependent on George Pickens and his performance in 2025. This is all going to be dependent on those things. And let's just live in a world where George Pickens does it all right. He comes out, he acts like a real adult. He doesn't cause any type of waves, no disruption in the media whatsoever, no real drama to speak of. He starts to mend some of the relationships in the building that may be a little bit, people that are a little bit sick and growing weary of some of his antics at times. And George isn't out there getting arrested or anything like that. That's not what George does. George is just a little bit of a diva, and it causes a little bit of disruption, like we all see from time to time. But again, maybe we're going to live in that world where George Pickens does everything right, and on the football field, he comes out and he does a really nice job. He puts up big numbers, and he, in his own mind, wakes up and realizes that playing beside a guy like DK Metcalf, because trust me, DK Metcalf understands this, that playing along beside a guy that's an ultimate talent like George Pickens, a super talent, he understands that that's going to benefit him. But does George understand that DK being there is going to benefit him in a big way? And if George is smart enough, he will realize this also, that the Pittsburgh Steelers will have enough money to make a payday possible. But they are not going to kiss your ass, and they're not going to drag you along and lead you along and act like, oh, we're going to give you this, unless they are 1,000% sure. They just don't pay players like that, guys. They don't. They've never have. They don't. Now, they paid Antonio Brown, and they made him the highest paid receiver at that time. And I will tell you this, if George Pickens comes and balls out, they'll sign him. If they would be smart, if he starts to show real signs this summer of really coming together and being a decent teammate and being a guy that's really interested in being a Pittsburgh Steeler and a guy that's going to show up and work every day, a guy that's not going to cause any type of disruption. Maybe if he exhibits that early in the summer, maybe the Steelers try to sign him now, because why? It'll be a lot more expensive next year. So what do they have at their disposal then? They could franchise tag George Pickens. So that would give them yet another year of control. If the Steelers really, really wanted to, they could absolutely control George Pickens for 3 seasons. And he could do nothing about it besides sit out. That's all he can do about it. And if he chooses to do that, you don't get paid if you sit out. So go ahead. I'm just saying, guys, the Steelers could do that. And I'm going to get to the comments. I'm loading up everything on the computer now so I don't have to sit here and mash on the phone. What's up, Elise? Yeah, Danny, downtown's still dealing with some stuff. I'm going to message him here in the next day or so and check on him, no doubt about it. But make sure you guys continue to pray for one of our own downtown John Broadway, too. Continue to lift him up in your prayers. It was funny. I liked that Shador phone call. I mean, it was kind of punk shit, but it was funny. Roberta Campbell, the thing I don't like the most, giving up on plays and not giving his all. Yeah, and that becomes frustrating, and I understand it. The offense was super limited last year under that Mike Tomlin thumb of being ultra conservative. The offense didn't get to be anything of what Arthur Smith really envisioned, and that's okay. I mean, it's just what didn't happen. It didn't happen. We'll see. Maybe they'll come out in 4 wide receiver sets this year. Maybe they'll come out and do some things differently. Maybe they'll come out in 5 wide. Maybe they'll come out and allow Mason Rudolph to really throw the ball around whoever's quarterback at that time. We'll see. We'll see how that all works. All right, guys. I finally got the computer back on, man, so I can get the chat better. I'm going to bring up YouTube here. What's up, Flyboy? Daniel Warman, what's up? Hey, Jason, do you think Mason will be the starter, and will DK and George Pickens get pissed if they don't get enough touches? I think this offense is going to be one in which you could spread the ball around a ton, and I don't think DK Metcalf is going to be super diva with his touches. I think he understands that his sheer presence alone adds value to that offense. I think he's to that stage of his career, and I think he wants to win. And I think he'd understand if, they need to spread it around and his touches may be a little bit limited, that would be okay because, they're going to maybe be able to take a run at a championship by being versatile, by being more flexible inside of the offensive schematics and not relying on just one player. And that's the thing. Do I think Mason starts? No. I think that's Aaron Rodgers. But we'll see. Sorry, guys, I got a little bit of cold, sniffly. My throat is full of freaking phlegm and my chest. There we go. All right, guys, I got everything starting to load. Let's get those likes up a little bit. I'd appreciate that, my friends. Let's double tap that screen or hit the like button the traditional way. However you got to do it, I appreciate it. Shelly Bean. I don't know what that means. Aaron Rodgers from ZA. What's up? Aaron Rodgers is a dumpster fire. Yeah, and he very well could be, but I gotta be honest. I think maybe he brings 10 or 12 wins. If he comes, that's one thing I think I know for sure, 1,000%. Whether or not he can make it into playoffs, that's another thing because competition raises, no doubt about it. But one thing with Aaron Rodgers is that he's been there before, so I mean maybe that's a possibility of him being able to handle the situation. But guys, honestly. Brucey from Longest Yard could probably play quarterback for the Steelers and be ultra successful. Why? Because the weaponry is much different. And I know a lot of people want to sit here and say, oh, the Steelers didn't do enough this offseason. I don't know, guys. Maybe you should kick back and look at it again because and look at all the moves. Because I got to say, I think this team changed a good bit. I'm praying for absolutely no Cousins. That would be a monster, massive mistake. After going through the whole draft and the whole offseason and never reaching for one player, never spending out of pocket that didn't make sense, never risking 2026 draft capital, being conservative and yet still being able to add to the football team in critical ways. Man, guys, to go out and make a Kirk Cousins trade now would be absolutely stupid. Guys, and I got to tell you, I know you see those reports. I know you see the Kirk Cousins trade bullshit. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this with a lot of certainty. The Steelers will not execute that trade. I got it. I'll say that with real certainty, guys. So wash it out of your minds. If it happens, I'll admit I'm wrong for sure. I think DK Metcalf calmed down from his diva ways. Yeah, again, I think he's more mature now and in a better situation in terms of what he believes in his career is going to be going on here now. He's got to worry about trying to go chase trophies. That's what he's got to worry about at this stage. Joshua Santos, Rodgers is going to be the reason that Tomlin gets fired? Possibly. The Jets, though, are a different beast. Guys, I got to say this, too. Josh brings up a good point, too. He didn't lead the Jets to no wins, and I get that. He was hurt for most of it, but I get that he wasn't the best thing since sliced bread. But, guys, the Jets didn't lose a lot of times because of the offense. The defense couldn't stop anybody. I mean, they weren't very good. And they went through a coaching change. And let's be real honest, they're the Jets. They would screw up pretty much anything. So, yeah, like when Justin Fields went there and he's like, oh, I can't wait. I really love to come here. And, man, this is a blessing to be involved in such a great organization. It's like you are lying through your freaking teeth, bro. You want to say, I came here because they said that I could catch 40 million if I really, really played and hit my incentives, and I got 30 million fully guaranteed. I came here for the bag. They said I could be the starter. They told me everything I wanted to hear. I didn't come here because of the rich heritage. I didn't come here because they're known winners. No, I didn't, because they don't win. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's okay to admit the truth. He went there for a bag. He didn't go there to win, guys. Zaz says, you think he gets a playoff dub? I don't know, though. Brucey could. Flyboy, Rodgers is in a way better spot than the Jets. Yeah, the Steelers are in a way better spot. They actually have a semblance of a defense and actually made it a lot better with the additions across the defensive front. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, those are rookies. Guys, they have 11 players going to be vying for some spots along that defensive front. What are they going to keep, 6? Guys, there's going to be some fierce competition there. And you guys are going to see an ultra-motivated Cam Hayward again. This guy is not satisfied with ending his career without a Lombardi Trophy, guys. He's going to be able to mentor some of those monster dudes that they picked up in the draft to do that Cam Hayward swat. It is going to be a real task for quarterbacks to throw that football across the middle like laser shots, man. It's going to be hard for him because Y.A. Black has a 7-foot wingspan, guys. 7 feet. He stretches out to 7 feet. That's pretty damn big. I'm just telling you guys, things are going to be a lot different. And when you got to go up over that off defensive front and you got to give a little bit of a little loft on that football, you're opening yourself up to some of them speedy guys in the back end, guys that could potentially maybe get back to their ball hawking ways, like a Minkah Fitzpatrick. Maybe Deshaun Elliott really pours it on again. I'm just saying, it could really, really pay some big dividends. I agree, Danny. Yes, us older Steeler fans try to care for our Steelers family. Absolutely, man. No doubt. You got to. You got to stay tight, man. You got to stay tight. And that's why I'm very loyal to our OG group here, man. I always try to answer you guys. I always try to include you guys because that is part of it. There is no good can succeed without a good base of solid people. And definitely, I think we have that here. I've had other creators that have told me. I remember Nick that came on before when we were working with him. I remember him saying, I'd love to have a loyal fan base like you got, like of Steeler fans that come and watch every day because it's definitely an abnormal thing, man. No doubt about that. We got a solid group that's always there, and I'm telling you, you got to stay tight like that. It's definitely a family atmosphere, man, and you need to keep it. Steelers are about to be tragic, tragically good. Yes, you're right. It's going to be tragic for everybody else around the league. You're right about that, Joshua. I know that's not what you mean. I'm being very facetious. Tom, ain't no party like I did a party. Ford, no Brucey, plays for the Browns. He does. Dylan Gabriel does play for the Browns. What's up, Big Russ? Health is still kicking Russ's butt. He got sedated from antibiotics in the hospital, had nonstop diarrhea. Damn, dude. Damn, Russ, we got you in our prayers too, man. Get that health back up, man. We're thinking of you, brother. That's another one that, guys, add Russ to your prayer list, man. He's been going through it too with some health issues. Make sure we lift up Russ. We make sure we lift up downtown Joe on Broadway and ask our Heavenly Father to put his hands around them and give them a giant hug, man, and promote that healing and get them back to full strength. When you trust in him and you trust in our Lord, our Father God will take care of you, and I promise you that. You need to make sure that you put all your faith in that. Everything isn't always given to us. Everything isn't going to be the exact way we want it, and everything will work out in God's timing and through his plan. But the power of prayer works. So I want you guys to do that for our OGs here at the channel. John, what's up? He says, Pickens, Metcalf, and Hippie Boy all on the same team. Good effing luck. Oh, Lord. I love it, man. I love it. Pump 2 squad. What's up, fellow rival? I don't know what that is. Oh, he's a wrestler. He's a WWE. Flyboy Rogers speaks his mind and people get mad. I don't get mad when people tell the truth. And Rogers' last interview with the Pat McAfee show, that didn't bother me. After I got to watch it and actually listen to it and go in depth with it, it didn't bother me. And I feel like he was being truthful. I felt like he was being transparent. I felt like he was actually, for one time, not being all about Aaron. So that's definitely something encouraging. Mason or Aaron probably. But guys, I'm going to tell you this. Will Howard, we did a show about this yesterday. He's in the best situation, guys. He's big. He's strong. He can make all the throws. He can run in the RPO game. He can do it all. And if by some slim chance they can teach the young man how to run a fucking play action pass, because that's a lost art in this league. Do we see real play action quarterbacks anymore? No, it's all this RPO bullshit. Like, Teach somebody how to run a fucking play action pass, bro. Damn, that pisses me off. But you can teach a big guy like Will Howard how to do that, to where they can do that fake. Boom, set up big and tall back there in the pocket and let that fucking pigskin rip, baby. Oh, shit. Damn, that causes some havoc. Troy, the 40 million is the blessing. Yeah, 40 million reasons to be blessed, no doubt about it. I will say this, guys. Money ain't everything. You got to lead first with Christ. You got to lead first with the Lord, and then you got to make sure your family's good. You got to make sure you're good personally. And money ain't everything, man. The situation matters. I'm telling you now, the situation matters. And if you lose track of those priorities, man, the money could bring a lot of evil to your life. So you got to really be careful. You know what I mean? I don't do this for money. I mean, the money is a side effect sometimes. I don't make a ton of money off of it, you know, a couple $100 here and there. But I don't do this because of that. I do it because I like to do it. I love to do it. And that's what you got to do as a football player. The money is a side effect. The money's nice. Yes, you can create generational wealth. It's something you got to pursue, no doubt. And it has to be something in your mind. And you have to make sure you take care of that part of the business. But first and foremost, to be a quality football player, you have to care about the game. The game got to reside in your heart as number one. The game got to be what you're there for. It can't be for the paycheck. And the guys that are there for the paychecks, I don't know. Do they achieve the best that they can achieve? Probably not, in my opinion. Probably not. I think the love of the game got to be first and foremost when you come into that building. And again, the money is a side effect. But if you put God first, you put the money to the back burner, the money will take care of itself. The situation will start to take care of itself a little bit because you're caring about the right things, man, and you're prioritizing things in the right way. And again, you don't have to believe that, and I'm not pushing my beliefs down your throat. But when you get a building full of young men and veteran guys that are all focused on the love of the game and wanting to be part of a team, and the money is a side effect, you know, that's when you create real winners, man. I'm telling you. You can try to build these super teams and pay bunches of money, man, but typically those things don't work out every time, you know? I do like Howard in the future. He's 6'5", 236 pounds with a cannon. I like him, man. I think he can go good. He's in the best situation. Name one quarterback in this draft that went to a better situation. That's all I can ask. Name one quarterback in this draft that went to a more ideal situation, first and foremost with a clearer path to be a starter in terms of for a good team. I don't think anybody, I can't see anybody. Man, if things work out for Howard and all of a sudden he gets a chance and he's playing with this offense with all these weapons, everybody's healthy, the offensive line starts to play really, really well, things start to be, clicking. Damn, this could be a golden opportunity for him. Also, guys, we were talking about, and I wanted to bring this up again too, where I thought the draft was a little bit deficient, and that was the offensive line. I thought that they could have made a pick there somewhere. But the more I analyze it, I don't know if there was anybody worth bringing in, honestly. I really don't. I mean, there was a couple. But damn. I am getting a little worried, though, about the depth. I am. I would have liked to seen a pick there, but, man, I don't know what you'd have did that late, man. I don't know if it would have been somebody that would have even made the fucking roster. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Yeah, Browns got quarterbacks. They got a lot of them. They made a collection. And let's just be real. The Browns GM didn't even know he had to pay Kenny Pickett his 50-year option or had to decide on the 50-year option. Can you imagine being a GM making over $1 million a year? Probably more than that. Probably a couple million. To be the general manager of a franchise, to be on national TV, talking to media, and you don't know that you are going to be responsible with figuring out Kenny Pickett's 50-year option and you just executed a trade for him? Can you imagine employing somebody like that if you were the owner of an NFL franchise? I'm puzzled, guys. I'm puzzled as to why he's fucking employed. I just asked him because it don't make no damn sense to me. Me too, Roberta. Prayers. B-Dubs Flaves, New York. Joe Flacco sucks. That's from B-Dubs Flaves, New York. He says Joe Flacco sucks. Braylon, the Ravens are way better than the Steelers. Oh, wait, sorry, I read that wrong. He said the Ravens are the armpit of the AFC North and are way worse than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank you, Braylon, for that comment in support of the Steelers. Russ says, guys, I liked our draft. I think teams should be good. Everyone's giving Jaylen Warren a starting job, but it's always open competition. Thanks for all the prayers. I have faith in the Lord and your prayers. Thank you, Russ. Yes, we do. The draft was good, but I got to tell you this. I don't think Jaylen Warren's going to be the starter. I think it's going to be Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson will fill that role of the first, second down back, and I think you'll see Jaylen Warren in more of his traditional sense. I think you'll see an increase in his appearances. I think you'll see Kenneth Gainwell. I think you'll see the departure of Cordell Patterson because he just doesn't provide you anything of value. So definitely I think Caleb Johnson's going to be that guy, and I think he's going to be the main bell cow. Jaylen Warren's definitely going to be a major contributor, and he has all the weapons, all the tools. Jaylen Warren's a guy I really, really love. But again, I think it's going to be Caleb Johnson. Which one are you picking, and are you making another guess? What are you talking about? Oh, 8, 9, 9, and 8, 8, 8, and 1. I think it's 11 win seasons, 10 or 11. I said it last year. I told you it was going to be 10 and 7, 11 and 6. I said it last year. I'm going to go with the same thing. Now, again, that can change once I see them go to camp this summer. Once I see some practices. Once I get a feel for this football team, that may change. But my way too early prediction, way too early, will be 11 and 6 or 10 and 7. But this year, I believe that they can catch a playoff win. I do like Howard. Didn't know. Yeah, he's having some health issues, Russ. We're praying for him. Aaron Derrick, yo, Jason, what's up, man? Caught a lot for once. Well, welcome, man. Thank you. Glad to see you in the chat, Aaron. Yeah, family does always come first, man. You got to support that family. JD, you need a Hines Ward heart for football. You got to, man. Do you guys remember? Let me bring this up. And this may be something younger fans don't want to hear, but I want younger fans to feel this same magic, man. I want younger fans to get this in their heart and know what it means to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because they don't know what it means to be a Steeler fan. They don't. And I'm not knocking on our younger fans. You just haven't lived it yet. You haven't got to experience what those magical runs are like. And it's not always about the year that they won the Super Bowl. It's about the years leading up to some of those, to where the magic started, to where the fight started, to where just you became so invested into it. Guys, there were times, like literally, I'm still like this now, but I remember everybody glued around a TV set for 2 straight years. 03, 04, 05, when the Steelers were the 05 champions. When Ben Roethlisberger lost to the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and he promised Jerome Bettis, I'll get you back here. Let's go for one more run. And you seen Hines Ward in that locker room breaking down. And it wasn't about Hines. It wasn't even just about losing. It was about, he wanted it for Jerome. He wanted it for his teammate. He wanted it for his brother, man. And that's the type of players you want to have. That's the type of team you're looking for. And guys that are younger and you've never got to experience this, that magic, I'm telling you, is something that you got to live through once, and I pray that you get to live through it, man. It's something special. And I don't know if you'll get that same type of magic as we got back then. With that last Super Bowl run. Well, the second to last Super Bowl run. The one they won in Detroit. That 2-year span of fighting. The last 100-yard rushing game of Jerome Bettis' career. The men around the heater in the snow when Chicago was there. When they were all staying on the defense and they were all standing there and they were like, ride the fucking bus, baby. Ride the bus. And Jerome Bettis comes out and runs over Brian Urlacher of the Chicago Bears on the goal line. Guys, what about Jerome Bettis' 3-touchdown performance that year? Magic, man. Magic. And I want you guys to feel that so bad because I think some of these younger fans kind of think older fans are corny or are a little odd or off with some of this shit. But man, we've lived through some wild shit with this, man. And some of these people have lived through the 70s and the 2005 Super Bowl and the 2008 Super Bowl. It's just definitely something different, man. It's something different. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button, man. We need you to hit the like button. However you got to hit it, however you need to hit it on your device. It's absolutely free to do so. Memberships are 99 cents. Super chats are always open. If you want your comment instantly read, throw it in a super chat. You'll get that instantly read 1,000%. If not, I'll go through the comments the best I can. I'll get to them as much as I can and try to include you as much as I can. But in the meantime, do something for me because I keep this absolutely ad-free and this is a monetized channel and I don't got to. But we got to get those likes up because starting next week, I'm probably going to turn the ads on again. Unless we can start to get those likes back up to where they were earlier in the year. We need to do that and get those likes pumping. I like it. I don't think we are this year. I could be wrong. Do you like the Steelers? Oh, sorry. He was talking. I live right next to Montana's hometown and went to his high school. Oh, Joe Montana. There's been a lot of great, you're talking about Ringgold High School, Flyboy. Joe Montana went to Ringgold. I believe Ringgold, right, Flyboy? What'd you want to ask, Aaron? I didn't see him. I try to read them all, man, but I can't read them all. Yo, Jason, what's up, man? Caught a lot for once. We did that. I read that one. I don't see your other one, Aaron. Are you sure you put it in there? I don't see it, Aaron. You're going to have to put it back in, man. I don't see it. I just got the one that says, okay, I guess you're not reading all the comments anymore. That's okay. Okay, I see it. Is this your question? I'm looking at Heinz Field right now, and I call it that because that's what it's always going to be. I could say Three Rivers because when I was a kid, that's what it was. But it's looking spectacular. Amen, man. Is that what you wanted me to see? I'm trying to go back through. Just put it in again, man. If there's a question you had, I'll get to it. It's hard for me to get to them all anymore, but I try my best. Self-made SM. So is Aaron Rodgers still coming here then, guys? Yeah, I told you. Guys, I'm telling you he'll be a Steeler. If he decides to play football, yes. If he doesn't, then it is what it is. He isn't going anywhere else. Devin Burkett, what about Big Benny Roethlisberger getting those shoestring tackle in Indianapolis? Or the shoestring tackle in Indianapolis, where the most clutch and the greatest kicker of all time, Vinatieri, shanked the kick after Ben saved the day, legendary runs. Absolutely, man. I remember watching that game, man, and I remember Tunch. And he said, pack your bags, we're going to Denver. And then Jerome Bettis fumbles on the 1 yard line, and Tunch says, hey, change those travel plans. You know, I remember that. I can hear Tunch's voice in my head. I can remember Bill Hillgrove. I believe it was Billy. Yeah, it was Billy. Talking about Ben's tackle, the shoestring tackle by Ben Roethlisberger. I remember watching the America's game where I think it was Joey Porter Jr. said Ben knew what he was doing. He knew he had to go backwards first. Man, those instinctual play. Guys, I'm telling you, it's just something unreal, man. It's something unreal. Gerald Ross, what's up, man? Broncos fan here. How's your team? Did very well, man. I did very, very well, man. I didn't get a real chance to look at the Broncos draft. I got to look at those. Damn. Sleeping lady in the house. It was special for him even more when Katrina ruined the Superdome in New Orleans and the Steelers played Seattle and Detroit for the Super Bowl game, the hometown stadium of Bennis. Yeah, man. Is that why it was in Detroit? I thought it was just scheduled to be in Detroit. It was in Detroit, like scheduled. Maybe that did change it, though, sleeping lady. I don't remember. Yeah, okay. All right, Ringgold. Yeah, I thought that, Armand. What's up, man? Zap said, I started watching football in 1984, 49ers versus Dolphins Super Bowl. I was sold. I like most NFL teams, but there are some I can't stand. Manesson, yeah. Manesson, yes. Ringgold is on Denora. It's in Denora. I know where that all is. Denora, Manesson, Charleroi, Rostraver. I know all those areas. Five Live and Leon, man. What are you doing? You putting in a bunch of shit in there. As soon as I came on in this live use. I don't even know what you're doing, dude. Don't jam my chat up, man. Guys, literally, I'd rather lose a subscriber if you're going to act like an idiot in a chat by like throwing a bunch of comments in there acting like a stupid idiot. Put them in. I can't read them all when you act crazy, man. I just can't. You know? And there was somebody, man, I got to quit answering some of the comments because, man, this one lady was stupid, man, you know, today about Jalen Hurts and we don't know football. Mason's horrible. And I'm like, dude, how can you say this guy's horrible? The last time he's the Steelers 3-1, top 5 NFL quarterback statistically, took the Steelers to the playoffs. If Mason Rudolph isn't playing those games, the Steelers don't make the playoffs. Point blank, period. They don't. I just don't understand it. It is what it is. Flyboy Pittsburgh for life. Flacco was, in my opinion, terrible signing. Sleeping lady, I could totally see Will Halbert getting a chance to start in Pittsburgh this season. Mason or Aaron, either one, have injury histories. Za says they say Jalen is only a 15 to 20 touch a game guy. CJ is supposed to be our guy. KJ should be his name, isn't it? Yeah, his name should be it's Caleb with a K. They should call him KJ. But I don't know about Jalen Warren. I think it's like this. I think they should just, you know, if he's hot and he's ripping them off, feed the beast, baby. And I think that's how they should handle the running back room. You don't have definitive like reps or pitch counts. Go out there and just say to yourself, you know what? Screw it, man. We're going to go out there and we're going to swing away. When the hot hand hits, the hot hand hits, and we're going to feed the beast, baby. That's what we're going to do. You know what team I could never want to talk about every day? And that's the Florida Gators. Man, I could not imagine talking about the Florida Gators every day. I couldn't imagine that. They suck so bad. Right, Go Gators 904? Robert Road in the house, unless the players make incredibly poor choices, the money that these guys often get on a second contract is not enough for the next 10 generations, if not more. Is enough for the next 10 generations or more. Crazy money in sports nowadays. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, 2026, the salary cap will be over $300 million. It's 279, I believe, 0.2. But yeah, it'll be over $300 million. Nick Kephart says, been out of the loop, busy with work. What's our draft grade? How do we do? But I don't give grades per se, like A's, B's, C's, D's. But it was a solid to good draft. It had players in it that were immediate impact players. It has players in it that give the Steelers versatility in some places that absolutely had to have it. For example, the defensive line. For example, the running back room. It gave the Steelers some flexibility in some critical areas. Could it have been better? Absolutely. But I have to warn fans this. Every draft isn't going to be a home run. And every draft, you're not going to get everything you want. Actually, no draft will you get everything that you need or want. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. But Nick, it was a solid damn draft, man, and they did their thing. And the last three drafts have been very good, and they've all fit together like a puzzle. And that is what has to be exciting if you're a Steelers fan. And if Steeler fans want to overlook that because they want to get in their sour ass feelings and be all mopey and pouty about the Steelers, if you want to live that miserable life, go ahead. But if you look at this from a perspective of the Steelers have had really good drafts the last three in a row, and that's what you got to do in order to win is build through the trenches. They've done the right things. A lot of fans get mad because they didn't go out and get the top flight wide receiver or they didn't draft a quarterback in round one. Well, guys, sometimes that don't make no fucking sense, you know? How do you build a champion? You build them by drafting big guys, and big guys got to be the top priority on your football team. And I am sorry. Offensive and defensive lines are the key pieces to every football team, not just some football teams. Every football team, the heart and soul of that football team is the guys in the trenches. The big guys matter the most. Without them, nothing works. And when you have weak defensive fronts, when you have weak offensive fronts, you see the shitstorm that ensues. You can't do anything that you want to do. You can't be versatile. You're stuck in a rut. You have to be conservative. You have to be plain. You have to... Everything looks bad. The back end of the secondary looks bad. Why? Because they're down there trying to play run support. They're down there trying to help out in the box. When in reality, if you had a real good our defensive front that can cause a lot of disruption with minimal numbers, now all of a sudden that secondary looks really damn good. Now all of a sudden you can play a little bit more fast, loose, and free. I'm just saying, that's the things, man. Zah says he moved from PA to Louisiana. I lived in Mississippi for a little bit. Devin Burkett, the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers are the premier franchise in all of sports. I see the haters in the comments, but there is nothing like a cold January night at Heinz Field, Renegade playing. Yeah, man, nothing like it. Nothing like it. You're right. There is nothing like it. And they are a premier franchise. And you know why the people hate on it? Because they want to be the Steelers. They want their franchise to be like the Steelers. And that's okay. Hey, when you're at the top and you're always at the top, that's what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to try Aaron Derrick. We did that. Sleeping Lady, we did that. All right, let's keep going, guys. Sorry, the chat's jumping around. I'm going to try to get to everybody. Where was I? Yeah. Where was I? Aaron says, Jason, do you have any concerns with Caleb Johnson if Arthur Smith ends up leaving? He is a perfect fit for us with Smith, but what if he leaves in the next year or two? I think it's just going to be the responsibility of the coach that comes in to tailor to what that player does best, to tailor to the skill sets of your players. That's what a good coach would do. And if they can't do that, you know you got the wrong guy. But would I have concerns with Caleb Johnson if Arthur Smith leaves? No, because what do a lot of people do nowadays is the RPO shit and stuff like that. And I think Caleb Johnson could fit into all that stuff. So, I don't worry about it, no. I think Arthur Smith, he does supposedly fit Arthur Smith's system, zone run scheme. But all in all, no. Without getting into the real nuts and bolts of it and breaking it all down and what zone run is and what kind of blocking schemes you have to have, what kind of runner you have to have, no, I don't foresee, without getting into all that, because it's a pretty lengthy conversation for me to really identify everything and allow everybody to understand what that zone run is. But I do look at something in Caleb Johnson that is slightly troublesome at times, but I think he can work on it a little bit here at the NFL level. Sometimes his lateral movements are a little bit slow. He's not twitchy enough in terms of getting to that lateral movement fast enough. Sometimes, and that bothers me. But he is very patient. He does allow blocks to set up in front of him, which is why he's a good zone runner. So He allows plays to develop. And again, I think that lateral movement can get a little bit better at the NFL level with working with some professional guys and gaining that asset. But again, I think Caleb Johnson's a guy that a lot of people don't like his speed. But I think he can hit a home run because he has football speed. When he's on that football field, his speed's a little bit different. I don't care if he's a track star that he can line up and get down in a track stance and run a 40-yard dash. That doesn't impress me. That doesn't tell me whether you're going to be the fastest running back in the league or if you're going to be serviceable speed in the league. That doesn't tell me that. It really doesn't. It tells me you can line up like a track star and you can wait for the gun and you can run your 40-yard dash. Great. What drills at the draft or at the combine mean the most to me are drills with 3-cone, change of direction type drills. I want to see those lateral movements. I want to see the change of directions. I want to see those types of things. Why? Because that translates to the football field, guys. How often are you in just breakaway speed? Not often. What do you need to do more than anything as a running back? Move side to side, shift in and out. Up, down, move, manipulate things, allow blocks to develop, have good vision. Does the 40-yard dash tell you that? No, it doesn't. I want to see what's your field vision like? How do you allow the blocks to set up? Are you quick to get to the change of direction that you need to in order to hit that hole that's about to open up because you let your blocks develop? Are you smart enough and quick enough with the mind because you got to be as a running back sometimes? But no, I don't think so, Aaron. Oh, you're in Piazza? Joey Bush, yo, Mike, this guy, Leon, you kicked out. He plays in the NFL, dude. Well, he's on the Cardinals practice squad. Who are you talking about? I don't think anybody got kicked out. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, hey, Leon. And if he did something stupid and one of the moderators kicked him out, then, oh, well, I don't care if you're in the NFL or not. Zap916, I was rooting for the Steelers in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys and Cardinals. Yeah, they never scheduled Super Bowl in cold weather city like Detroit. It was magical for him to win, but to win in Detroit was something special. Super Bowl was scheduled in New Orleans, but it was used for a shelter. Oh, but I knew it was scheduled, though, the year before. Like, they knew, Sleeping Lady, if you watch America's Game, they knew when they lost the AFC Championship game at Heinz Field, and Ben Roethlisberger said, hey, they knew, at least that's what they said in that video, that they knew that, that's why Jerome said he had to come back, because if they won a Super Bowl in Detroit without him, he was going to be heartbroken. And I remember him saying, too, when they only had 7 wins and they were losing some games and they were heading into that Chicago game, and he said, I came back for this. But, Coach Cowher got him back under control. And that's one good thing, too, the last 2 coaches at least. I got to watch a little bit of Chuck Noll, but I was very little, guys. I didn't get intimate knowledge about Chuck Noll. But Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin have been the coaches in my lifetime that I've really got to watch, and really understand. And I got to say about both of those men, they really do know how to communicate with the player. And that is something really, really special. And that's unique, that they have those types of relationships. All right, guys, we need to beat the shit out of that like button because Monday we got to go back to monetizing the live streams. They'll have to have the ads in there. I do apologize to people. If you have YouTube Premium, you won't see any of them. But I do apologize, man. But if we get those likes up tonight and tomorrow, I'll keep them off. I'll continue to keep them off. But we got to get back to hitting 100 likes in the live stream, man. We need to. That's how we got to generate those views and things of that nature. JD said Detroit was awarded the Super Bowl after the new stadium. Yeah, Ford Field. I don't know. I have to look into it. But definitely I thought so too. Yeah, Detroit's a dome. Yeah. Don't ruin the hot streak. Roberta Campbell, I love Jalen, and if he is given a fair opportunity, he produces. Robert Roode, that wasn't Vinatieri, that was Vanderjack, the guy that called into a sports station all drunk and Manning called him the idiot kicker. Yep, that was Vanderjack. Yep. And at that time, Vanderjack had not missed a field goal in the playoffs. I think he had made like 6 straight or something like that, or maybe even more. And when Bill called the timeout to ice him, he didn't have anything else to do, so he called timeout. And Vanderjack looked over and he pointed at Cower, and Cower went, yeah, whatever. But Vanderjack's cocky ass went out there and went, right, wide right. I don't care for college football that much either. Black and gold. Hey, Jason, how are you today at work? We are debating about Nick Chubb. If he was available, would we bring him in as a third running back? I think the Steelers are pretty much set, man. I think you may see a younger guy come in for camp, a younger guy or two. But it's Kenneth Gainwell, it's Jalen Moore, and it's Caleb Johnson right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, black and gold. Short of having an injury, maybe you see a veteran guy come in. But right now, I think that's exactly what you see the Pittsburgh Steelers backfield as in 2025. But again, any type of undrafted guy that comes in there, any type of young guy that's a pickup, we've seen it before. Jalen Warren's one of them. We've seen it to where they make the roster and they make a splash and they make some real significant moves inside of the building. Joey Bush, Florida Gators will always have a special place in my heart. Tim Tebow, Chris Rainey, Percy Harvin, Pouncey Brothers, Aaron Hernandez, Jeffrey Demps. I could talk about those Gators all day. Yeah, Aaron Hernandez, I'm not talking about. He's a fucking killer. I'm not talking about a guy like that. That's a piece of shit. That's just the facts, guys. Anybody that wants to say he was a great ball player, sure he was. But he was a shitty human. He was a bad human. And I don't want to hear CTE. I don't want to hear any of that shit. When you take somebody else's, when you unalive somebody, sorry, you're a piece of shit. You are an absolute piece of shit, period. I don't care if you're a football player, Super Bowl champion. I don't care. Don't care what the excuses are. Don't care. You're an evil, nasty, crazy, demented person that deserves to rot in hell. That's just the facts. Spikes, I liked him. I liked Spikes. I remember him. I like the Pouncey brothers, too. Chris Rainey was cool. They did have 2 Super Bowls in New York Giants Stadium. Yeah, they did. Outdoor stadiums that were cold. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. I saw Tim Tebow run all over the Raiders in Oakland. I was hammered. Boo Steelers, go Birds. Matt Burton in the house. Sanders is overrated. Jonathan Stevens, we in here right now. We are in the building from the trenches up and may be rough this year, but we will be worth it 100. Absolutely, man. Of course, let's go Pitt, baby. I'll have my JoJo's with Hines. I love my weather game in the winter in the Bay Area. Michael McLean, prayers to the guy who fell at the Pirates game. Somebody fell at the Pirates game? Prayers to him, man. Yeah. Skeens killed me, man. He beat me today. He needed to only give up 1.5 or less, but he ended up giving up 3. Go Hawks. Okay. Steelers going to go back to the basics. They're shit. Mike Tomlin needs to get out of the basics. That's all he does is basics. How are the Bengals going to be this season? They're going to be good. They have Joe Burrow. He's a generational talent. They have Jamar Chase. He's a generational talent. They have T. Higgins. He's an absolute monster. Definitely. What Armand said, monetize it. I am going to monetize it for sure, man. I mean, I can do super chat. I can get super chats and memberships and stuff. But I'm putting the ads back in probably come Monday just because it'll help generate. If we have 1,000 views, you get paid per 1,000 views in your CPM. So definitely I'm going to put those back in, I think. Najee Harris, Shinobi. Weak link of Pittsburgh is an overrated O-line and really overrated depth that in the cornerbacks and safeties will be holes next year. I look at quarterbacks last. Pittsburgh needs 9 of their 11 picks in 2026. It saves money and adds depth. I mean, every year you're trying to get younger, no doubt about that, Armand. But they did address the cornerback room. They got Darius Slay. They got Eccles. Guys, Eccles is so underrated. He can play inside and out. They have Joey Porter Jr. They have Corey Trice if he can stay healthy. Hopefully Dante Kent can come in and contribute. They have Beanie Bishop. They have slot corners. They have inside, outside guys. Is it the best in the league? No, not at all. Does more depth at those positions hurt? Absolutely not. It's definitely good to have that. The offensive line definitely needs depth health, but they're not overrated, Armand. A lot of people are picking them to be shitty. So I wouldn't say they're overrated. I would say this, though. They're full of young, high-value draft capital talent. And again, they're not just going to go out there and be instantly good. It takes a couple years. And I think all that time they played together last year, well, minus Troy Fautanu, but I think that that's going to pay big dividends. Mason McCormick getting a ton of starting time, which had no business doing it, but he got it, and he's here. Zach Frazier getting a ton of starting time. Broderick Jones going to the left, and I know that doesn't matter. Broderick doesn't care if he's on the right or left. But guys, Broderick Jones is looking like an absolute freaking monster right now. You guys can discount him, but he had a monster rookie season, and he looks prime this year, man. He is looking good, in shape. I haven't seen him play football, of course. I haven't seen him in any training exercises. But, man, just a physical specimen of Broderick Jones right now. He looks like he could take your house and rip it off the foundation and throw it down the street. What's up, Steve Steelers? I don't like how we drafted. Should have took Kyle McCord or Jackson Dart while we had a chance in this draft. I'm not mad about who we got, but we still should have. There's no way you could rank Cal McCord or Jackson Dart above Will Howard. I'm sorry, guys. I just think you're off base. Will Howard is a national championship game MVP. Guys, I'm just telling you. I like Jackson Dart. I'm not saying he's bad, but his processing's slow. And he doesn't even know how to use a cadence at this point. All he did in college is clap. That's it. He even admits that. Watch Gruden. He'll tell you. He admits it on there. But I'm just telling you, man. The three best quarterbacks in this draft were Cam Ward, and I don't know if I'm sold 1,000 on him, but I rank him as Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck, Will Howard. That's how I ranked them. And again, I may be wrong, but we'll see. Robert Rhodes says Caleb is a classic one cut and hit, just like Terrell Davis was. Perfect for the zone running plays. Caleb is also faster than Terrell Davis was. I think Caleb got that football speed, man. Game day speed is what I call it. Devin Burkett, exactly. We need north-south running styles in his backfield. Unless you're Barry Sanders or Bell, get your ass up the field, and the trenches will absolutely help that happen as well. Ryan Nealon, can we spend some time talking about the Eagles? No, the Eagles suck. I like the Eagles, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about them. Bengals versus 49ers in Pontiac, Michigan 40 years ago. Ryan Nealon, I just think everyone here would love to take some time to appreciate the Eagles. Yeah, you should probably find one of those places that talks about them, Ryan. What's up, Mark Malone? All right, guys, make sure we're double tapping that screen, man. Hitting that like button, however you got to hit it on your device. It's absolutely free. It's absolutely easy to do to hit that like button. Share the show. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, man. Do it. But we're going to start wrapping it up, guys. Again, sorry, I'm like sick. I can feel it starting to like really wear on my voice, and it's like becoming hard to talk. So we'll be back tomorrow, Friday. I'm going to try to get that kid on again. So we can talk about the draft. He wanted the opportunity. See if I can generate a link tomorrow. Again, that's why we're moving on from this shorts feed, this vertical feed, and going into a more professional way. But guys, I'm really convinced too, before I get off, I gotta find a producer, man, because I'm missing the boat on so much content stuff. Just clips that I'm not getting to put out, things of that nature. Also, man, it's really difficult to prepare for the content, make all the thumbnails, do all of the loading and uploading and filming and all that shit. editing, anything that I do when I do pre-recorded stuff. That's why I haven't been doing it a ton here in the off season. I usually do a daily upload every day, but I haven't been doing it a ton here in the off season. Why? Because it is just a lot to do, man, with the live shows and everything. I gotta find a producer. You would figure somebody would, want to be employed. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. If you know a producer, I would need to talk to them and really get to know them before I would let them do my stuff or work on my stuff, because that means I give them access to my stuff, and I'm not just giving that to anybody. So if you know anybody, have them email me, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. We're going to try to figure that out here before summer gets too far going here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But again, guys, man, till tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and Show, Steel City Live. Peace, my friends.